morning, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, Dave Bob.
Good morning, Dave Bob.
Valhalla.
How are we doing this morning, you guys?
Doing all right? Yeah, not too bad. It's cold.
Good.
Yeah, it's cold and it's cold and damp here. I think it's going to rain later today.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain here starting around noon.
Oh, great. You're getting it at noon. We're getting it this morning, Dave Bob. So I'm just going to shove all this nasty weather off over to you then.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh
my goodness. I can't help it. After every time we do our opening, I'm always grinning and waving like my camera is on.
It's muscle memory. It's just forced habit.
It's like, no, not today, Sam. Today is interview day. We're not doing that.
That's Friday. We can wave at the camera on Friday.
Yeah.
Shall we say good morning to everyone?
We should, yes. So good morning, Darth Haster, our wrench. Thank you for joining us this morning, honey. You always do such a great job. Jester of Sin, good morning. Mark the Infinitely Tired, who said, how did you get to 32 by 32?
I have no idea, but thank you.
Okay. Dave G. Sound, good morning. Colin P. Smith, good afternoon, sweetheart. Yes, Darth Haster not canceling the Expanse. That would be a great thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. We need more Expanse.
We need more Expanse, not less. Yeah, Telleroth A, good morning. Who else is joining us, babe?
We've got Mr. Hyde. An exciting news for Mr. Hyde.
Oh.
He's about to begin his Expanse experience.
Oh, you're going to love it.
You're in for a treat. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many spoilers we're going to have, but you might want to duck out.
Yes, but by the time he gets to the season, it should be fine.
Yeah, he'll forget. Come back and watch our shows. We're like just a little over 100 hours away from being monetized, guys. So watch away.
And hello, Lady Mist.
Hello, Lady Mist and Didi
Hi, Lady
Myers.
Mist.
Welcome. We've got SRB, Danny Boy, Sentient Dildo. Welcome, guys. Always good to see you. Generalista Mujefe. Good morning, Jeff. And
joining us from across the hall. Okay.
Polly Minion said it's sunny and 37 degrees here.
Oof. At least it's sunny.
Chris.
And Louise, good afternoon, sweetheart. Good to see you.
Hi, Louise. I hope you finally caught up with us on the Expanse, because she was in season 4, I think, last time she was in the chat.
Yes, I think Louise is up to date with us now.
I think so too. Oh, did we say good morning to SRB?
We
good morning,
did,
SRB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always good to see SRB. Welcome, my love.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I've got my coffee. I'm like shaking. This episode was so freaking good. I did have a great birthday. Thank you. I had a great birthday dinner with my kiddo and her girlfriend last night. It was a blast. Oh. So much fun. We played card games half the night.
That's cool.
Left our full heads off and the cat went after the bird again.
Oh no, that poor bird.
Tweety Bird and Sylvester.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was like.
Welcome,
I don't put that.
Oh, thanks, Project Storytime. Hey, Nicole.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hello, Nicole.
So, guys, what did you think of this episode this week?
Oh,
loved it.
Loved it. Oh my God. Well, I was telling you guys in the green room, if they hadn't have dealt with the Razorback this week, I was going to be like, I'm going to cut somebody.
Yes, because that was the big cliffhanger for you, wasn't it, last week?
Oh, cheese and rice. I was hoping last night, I'm sitting there going, playing cards with the kids, and I'm looking at the clock, and AJ says to me, "Why do you keep watching the clock, Mom?" I'm like, "Because the Expanse is dropping, and I have to see what happened to the Razorback." She's just like, "Oh God, Mom."
Well, like I was saying, last week when they had the after show, they kind of explained that when they dump the core, it's not actually any physical part of the ship that gets dumped out into space. It's just the reaction, the actual plasma ball runs the fusion. The fusion
Right.
reaction basically is what they jettison into space. They have the ability to restart, but it's one of those deals where it's kind of like Scotty, you can't do it in less than so much time. It takes a while to get it back started. So they're not actually just out and out stranded, but they are at the time they have nothing but just maybe maneuvering jets or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the thruster.
The thruster, yeah. See, I didn't realize that because I don't watch the after show. But if you guys recommend it, I'm going to start watching the after show as well. Definitely.
Yeah, they're not very long. They're maybe a half an hour, but it goes fast. I mean, and they're great. They're hosted by Wes Chatham and Ty Frank, one of the writers of the books, and the showrunners. So, I mean, if you haven't seen the after shows, they are on YouTube on Amazon Prime's channel. We will put the link later on in the comments below, so you guys can go see them as well. But they are on Amazon Prime's on Amazon Prime's YouTube channel.
Cool.
They are great to watch. Hey, Sit Room.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Finishing the episode. Good for you. Yes,
I watched it this morning, and I think you guys have watched it a couple of times each, haven't you, so far?
Yep. Yep. I think I was on my third watch through when we had to pop into the show. I mean, it's live and on my screen, on my big screen next to me. It's playing through right now without the sound on. So I'm just like, oh.
That's nothing new, though. The Expanse is on pretty much a constant loop in your house, isn't it, Sammy?
Yeah, pretty much. If it's not the Expanse, it's like Ragnarok or something. But lately it's the Expanse because we're diving deep into season 5. So it's just like, yes, I'm so excited. Because the thing that sucks is this is episode 6. We've only got 4 more episodes left.
Yes.
Colin, it is on YouTube.
Yes. It's on YouTube.
I was saying today, Bob, in the green room, do you guys think that this was a little bit of a slower episode, considering how much they've crammed into the first half of this season? They've kind of slowed it down a little bit, and they're building up to something huge.
Yeah. I feel like that's the case. I mean, this wasn't a slow episode by any stretch of the imagination. The pace moved pretty well, but it was definitely slower than the first ones. Good morning, Polly. How are you, sweetheart?
Polly. Oh, Polly had an amazing show last night.
Oh.
Yep, and Mrs. Slant was on there last night too.
Oh, darn
She
it.
was.
I missed Miss Slant. Darn it.
Oh my gosh, Mrs. Stunt is so beautiful. It's like, yes! We need more Mrs. Stunt.
Yeah, if she's into it, Polly, I mean, we got to have more Mrs. Slant on the TV set. She's amazing. What a great gal. Dee Meyer says, love the after show. Love the after show of The Expanse. It's amazing. It is. It is.
Wes is always just so exuberant. You're just not used to seeing him like that.
I'm gonna have to check this after show out now, guys.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to start with episode 1. You could, kind of go around the gambit because he does do episode by episode, but you don't have to watch them that way. I mean, it is better if you do, but you can just go, okay, found Wes Chatham. Let's do an after show. Okay, cool.
Shall we dive into this episode? Because one of your favorite characters came back this week, didn't she, Sammy?
Avasarala?
Uh-huh.
Yep, she did. But I guess we should start with Clarissa and Amos.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, in the recap, they went scene by scene, you know, catching up with Drummer. And in the beginning scenes, yes, you're right. We did get Avasarala first. I'm reading my cliff notes on the side here. And that the new guy, so to speak, who is the new Secretary General, who's like, and she even says to him, aren't you like, we've met once, aren't you like Secretary of the Interior or something like that? And he's like, actually, ma'am, it's transportation.
I kind of find him akin to being a school teacher that was on sabbatical when the meteor hit, and now he's a Secretary General.
That's a hell of a step up.
I'm like, wow. Okay. Yeah, President Rosalind, Sentient Dildo, you're exactly right. That's the first thing I thought of.
And I just thought it was kind of funny because he's clearly out of his depth, and he didn't make any bones about it with Avasarala. Because the first thing he asks her to do is to be part of his like council.
Yeah. And she's just kind of like, kind of course, I kind of shocked, like, of course I will be, but at the same time, you know, you're goddamn right. Like we were saying in the green room.
But he better watch his back.
Oh yes.
Yes. That lady knows her stuff. But it was great to see her kind of in a vulnerable moment before he walked in, shaking and tearful, and, you know, so anxious to see what had happened to her husband because she still hadn't heard from him.
Yes, she had news about her daughter and grandchildren, didn't she?
Yeah, they were fine. They were fine.
Yeah, and on their way to Luna, if I remember correctly.
Gonna play him like a fiddle. Yeah. Pretty much.
You got it.
Yep, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. It's just like, okay, but he admits that he needs her. At least there's that.
Yes,
yeah, he knows he's way out of his depth. You know, he pretty much said the only reason I did this was just because I thought I could do a better job than the other guy. You know? Not really thinking he would even win.
Yeah.
I can kind of see where he's coming from. Absolutely.
It's like, surprise.
But I think even we said it, she played it so well, that scene, and even the scene after he's left where she's still kind of shaky.
Yes.
She's putting her jewelry back on. She's kind of collecting herself.
Oh yeah, she almost dropped the jewelry. Her hands were shaking so bad.
Yeah. And, you know, kudos to Sharia Dashalu. She is just killing this character. I mean, just wow. Each time I see her on screen, I'm amazed.
And even the between the two of them in that short scene, you could see that he was kind of diminishing in control and she was taking control back.
Yeah.
It was really well done.
Very well done. I was just like, oh my God.
Jupiter rising.
Colin says I was half expecting him to resign in her favour at the first meeting. We'll get President Avasarala by the end. Quite possibly.
I think we might. I mean, again, you know, I'm not the one who's read ahead in the books. I haven't even read, you know, the first book, but yeah, Sit Room nailed it.
Nailed
it. I thought of his putting on her armor. Exactly.
Yes.
Purple said the exact same thing in the green room.
Yeah, it's something she can hide behind. You know, it's almost like putting a mask on.
Yeah.
So it was almost kind of ritualistic the way she put this necklace on and her rings on, and as Dave Bob was saying, even though her hands were shaking, she took a deep breath once it was done and she was back.
Yes. Well, she kind of did that similarly in season 4, where we see her getting dressed and putting that armor all on and all together, putting on one of her those beautiful saris that she wears, and putting on that giant necklace and her earrings and her ring. It's like she's suiting up for battle. And it's just like, yes. Whoever her costume designers are and the guys and gals who run costuming for her, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
The way they dress her is just, it's just incredible. She's so gorgeous. But yeah, it's like,
she has a flair too. I mean, she knows how to pull those costumes off.
oh yeah. I don't think any other actress could have pulled it off, to be honest, except
No.
Xiaori.
No, she's got a gravitas about her. I think that's why she works so well.
And the voice. She's got that so distinctive voice. And even when she says the word fuck, it's like, man, I take you seriously. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Leave it to Sammy to come up with that one.
Xiaori's even said in interviews she loves the cursing because she's just like, she finally gets to do it.
But even when she does it, it still sounds classy. Yes.
I know, right?
No, but it was great to see her back. I did miss her the last episode.
I did too, of course, because she's one of my favorites. I mean, I love everybody, but yeah, I really gravitate towards Avasarala. For some weird reason, her and Kamina Drummer.
Yeah, I love Kamina.
Oh
yes, and Kamina had a much bigger role in this episode.
Yeah,
she had a decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was in the early cliff notes of this episode, and oh my God, yeah, I don't know. I felt her wanting to really put her foot down and be like, no, I'm not joining you. But at the same time, it's like there's no other choice. It's like do or die.
It's almost like it was a family decision that she could not, go against. I mean, it's just kind of one of those deals where as much as she did not want to do it, she's going to go along with the family.
Yeah. Well, she even kind of made the point that because of what he's done, he's forced everyone's hand. Peace has been taken off the table now. So even though he's united everyone or is trying to unite everyone, it's now do or die.
Yeah.
50-something factions of the Belters, all brought together through the act, him.
Well, they even said in the beginning, I think Kamina even observed that, or one of her companions observed that the people leading them through Marcos's ship were Black Sky and Golden Bow. Mm-hmm. And they were two of the biggest factions of the OPA.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's got numbers on his side. So even though he may not have some of the smaller factions, the bigger ones have already fallen in line.
Right.
And she was shocked when those Martian warships showed up. She thought it was the Martians at first.
Yeah.
Coming in, she's finally beginning to see what kind of backing and what kind of resources he has.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was, I mean, if they could have had it audible, it would have been a holy shit. Or in Kamina's way, the holy fucking shit, Pashang wallop,
Just a string of belter expletives.
But yeah, exactly. But, even her crew was shocked at the amount of Martian armament that he showed up with.
Yes, this isn't for show. I think she realised now, he's really got the backing, he's really got the fleet ready to fight. This isn't posturing.
No, And I mean, if they thought they were posturing by attacking Earth and Mars, now that they've seen it, they clearly know now that,
I did kind of like that snide little remark that she says to him when she enters the room with Marco. And she said, "What? No throne?" And he says, "This is a war room." And she's like, "Oh, are we at war?"
And Marcos is kind of like, we've always been at war with the inners.
Mm-hmm.
He basically said, I started the war and won it.
Yeah. And Sitroom's got an interesting comment. He says the Belters cannot win. It's Japan versus the U.S. from World War II. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, even in that scene, they point out that they still don't have the food production.
Yeah,
but
Yes.
he says
they
he's
don't have
come
the ability to have fertilized soil from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And Earth is the only resource with live soil.
Yeah, except
So
now
even
that
Mars doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think now though they said that one of the bases is producing the live soil, and they'll, he said for a while it'll be lean, but in 10 years time we'll have all we need.
Yeah, but in 10 years time, what kind of damage is that going to do to the belt?
There's gonna be some starvation and other things. When you have something like that, you can't go into it half cocked, which while he may not have been, on half cocked, he wasn't fully cocked. He didn't have all his ducks in a row.
No. And I think a lot of people, that's going to be the sticking point is, okay, you've done this, but now how are you going to feed people in the meantime?
Mm-hmm. Because they're all but ostracized. I mean, the Earth and Mars are coming for their throats, and they're going to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have to go back to Sitroom's comment that it's like Japan versus the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They can't win. Excuse me, they can't win this.
No, not in the way that he seems to think they can.
They don't have the resources.
No, they absolutely don't. We got to go back to Amos and Peaches.
Oh my gosh!
It's like I was saying. It was like I was saying in the green room. Just their interaction and everything. You can tell those two. That's love, my friends. That's love.
He loves her and she loves him. It's just the way he takes care of her. I mean, he practically bends over backwards. McKeany 90, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for joining us. Jens Sentient Dildo, the emperors don't usually care the peasants are starving. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to make that comment before we moved on. Yeah, I was just like, oh my God. I think we even talked about that in the green room as well, that he just doesn't care.
Yes, and Colin does actually bring up a good point. He's managed to unite Earth and Mars.
That's true. More so than they were before,
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you, sweetheart. So did Anonymous leave us a message, love?
Yes, he did. He said, monthly dues, cute snort counts, and Vikings. Love you, gals. Thank you so much.
Love you too. Thank you, Anonymous.
That's so sweet. Oh, thank you. Aw. But watching Amos and Clarissa kind of fight their way through, I mean, they're walking through the snow. I'm freezing just watching them. And, they
kind of started off at a refugee camp, and she pretty much tells him, I'm not going in there because, I don't want to go back to prison.
Yeah.
And he pretty much, just says, well, I know, some people that can help, but we're going to have to walk.
Yeah, we're going to have to take the Shoe Leather Express to Baltimore. And thank you, Polly. I didn't know that was from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Polly. Thank you, sweetheart.
But the tree comment harkened back to Julie, because she had that favorite tree that her father, that she always hung out in, and her father always adored, and her father always loved the trees, and that her grandfather was part of this, reforestation program, because Amos is like, I didn't know we had so many trees.
Yeah.
He grew up in Baltimore where they don't really have a shitload of trees.
Yeah. They started this forest here 150 years ago.
Yeah. And do we even? I know they told us. I can't remember where exactly the prison was. I want to
Honestly,
say it was inland.
Yeah. It wasn't inland, was it? Because it was on the coast.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. There was a coast there. There was yes.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was on the East Coast.
hmm
I'm not sure they're that terribly far from Boston, but they even made the comment looking up. You never realized how far everything was when you don't have a ship.
Yes.
Right.
Everything's much further away when you've got to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chesapeake Bay.
Moon. We went there for a while. It was impossible to get there, and then it was possible, and then it was easy, and now it's impossible again.
Yeah.
Yes. I really like
There-
that comment about the moon. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really kind of strange. And Amos is even like, I think that's the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, I think that may be the sun, but I get your point.
Yeah, it made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a nuclear winter almost. You don't even really know what season it is, but after
Yeah.
all the fallout and all the particles in the air and everything blocking out the sunlight, you know that they're going to be going through a type of nuclear type winter, not actually nuclear,
Yeah.
same difference.
Mhm.
It's the same idea. I mean, you have a massive
It's still the
asteroid.
atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still going to disturb everything. So, oh,
But yeah, I think Colin's right. It is a kind of in commas nuclear winter that's happening at the moment because of all the strikes.
yeah. And they were so strategic in where they were placed to, I think, harm the largest parts of the population.
Yeah.
And
They mentioned that there was at least 2 million casualties, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but that's still a boatload of people.
Oh yes, spread out. Yeah, absolutely. It's like you say, it depends on the population density of where was hit, but that's not small numbers.
no, and I thought it would have been much more than that, just considering where he struck.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure we still don't have numbers on the
No.
amount of people it actually has affected on Earth.
No, and I'm guessing that's where Avasarala comes back in because she's going to want to know how badly were we hit. What was lost, who was lost.
Yeah, exactly. And worrying about her husband.
Yeah.
Because, I have a bad feeling that her husband is gone.
Yeah, I don't think he made it.
Because if like they were saying, if Midtown is underwater, Columbia University is down there. So it wouldn't surprise me if he were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what kind of a role Arjun plays in the books. But it's going to give her power.
Yes.
It's going to give her a purpose.
Purpose. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Dave Bob. I can't English today, guys. Buzz Nacho. Hey, how you doing?
Welcome.
Yeah, I agree that they'll trickle in and grow.
Oh yeah. You never get the real numbers till everything's counted, and it's going to take a long time because their infrastructure right now is crippled, and they don't have the ability to even feed the people. So
Yeah,
they sure haven't got any ability to go take a census and find out how many people are dead.
right.
Mm-hmm. But even with Amos and Peaches, they come across that little kind of setup where people are being treated, and
yeah, I call that a refugee camp.
Yeah, it's like a little refugee camp, wasn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah, and they of course can't go there because of Peaches. Clarissa being a inmate. And she even makes that point, and he's just like nonchalantly, he just goes, well, they'll just probably shoot you.
Yeah. Gives her a lot of hope there.
Yeah.
Make it feel better, Amos. Well done.
But they do come across somebody though while wandering in that forest who's just kind of hanging out and got his own fire going, and they stop and visit with him for a second. Amos is looking at him weird.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
he pretty much says, "Look, I hadn't got anything. You know, you can
Yeah.
come warm yourself by the fire if you want to, but you know, I've got nothing. So you know,
Yeah.
got to come in here and take something because there's nothing that I have. You know."
Yeah. It's just the way Amos was watching this guy was interesting. He's just sizing him up, and
Yes. It kind of reinforced the point that he made later, wasn't it, about civilization breaking down?
mm-hmm. And
I
everybody
think Amos is looking at everybody like that now because he knows that whenever you know people are on their own and they don't have the ability to take care of themselves, that
right.
you know, the baser instincts are going to come out.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
and hence the title of the episode, Tribes.
Yep.
Yes.
He's gone back to being tribal.
Yeah, it's dog eat dog mentality that's coming.
Mm-hmm. And the guy that the gentleman that they're talking to tells them about basically the prepper.
Yeah.
That's walled off like however many acres in the woods, you know, and it's just like, nope. Because he says go south before you go east.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin, yeah, I do think he recognized that jacket that she had on from the guy Amos found dead in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It may have been one of the reasons why, you know, he was kind of looking at him sideways, thinking maybe he was going to retaliate or something because he knew whoever that was and thought that they had killed him.
It's like, uh-oh. But yeah, when they went to that, they finally went to that, they found that camp, the prepper camp, and there's fresh blood on the ground and there's no trespassing signs and, you know, I don't have anything and blah, blah, blah. And Amos, and I knew Amos was going to do this. I'm thinking to myself right before he does it, I'm like, he's just going to hop the fence, you know, and just say, fuck it.
Yeah. Just flat-footed hopped that fence.
But he went over with his arms up and announced himself, which is something he made clear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
I got no weapons. I'm not, you know, here to take anything or try to hurt you. I'm here to trade. Basically, what he's doing.
Yeah. And he lied, of course, but
he did. Yeah.
I know where Amos was heading.
But that guy was very no nonsense. He even tells him, all right, prove it that you're not armed. He basically tells him to strip in the snow.
In the snow. And I'm looking at, of course, somebody made the comment earlier that, you know, Sam Joe was probably actually watching Amos strip and being like, I'm not stupid.
He's a good looking man.
He's a good looking fella.
Yeah.
And even cooler, they managed to incorporate all of his scars from, you know, the previous seasons, you know, from where he got shot in the shoulder, to, you know, his hand still being a little disfigured from the shootout with Mercury in season 4. I was like, okay, continuity, but
attention to detail. Yes.
Thank you for showing me that. What I did not expect was Clarissa.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
she back.
Oh, she did her little jaw flip bite thing. And thank God we didn't hear the sound, because every time we hear the sound, I cringe. But we hear that high pitched, you know, tinnitus sort of ring. And you're like, fuck. Louise Sparrow, you're right. I was looking very closely. Yes. Sam Joe, yes, indeed. I'm a toxic female. Thank you. But yeah, she went balls out ape shit on that guy's ass. And I was just like,
yeah, there wasn't much left.
Nope.
No, most of it splashed over Amos.
Yeah.
Oh. And I gotta say, I saw that picture, that shot as a preview, and I'm like, why is Amos bloody?
Yeah.
and naked. What did he do now?
I need context.
I need context, people. I mean, interesting. I'm not turning away, but interesting.
Boy, did we get context.
Oh, did we? Holy crap. And then she goes, kills the dude. And Amos knows full well that there's no sun. You could see it by the way the gun is frosted over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no sun that's hiding in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full demon monkey on that dude. Yes, she did. Holy crap on a cracker. Golly. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Chris.
Oh my God. It was, and then she just passes out and Amos is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Did not see that happening.
Well, he pretty much is talking to her about it afterwards, and he says, you being able to do that, and then, basically you're incapacitated right after it happens, he said, that's a pretty sucky power or, ability.
Yeah.
And she looks at him, she said, well, at the time, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about revenge.
Revenge. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she was. I mean, we've all seen, okay, most of y'all have probably seen what she does in season 3. So, yeah. But still, she almost feels guilty a little bit for doing it. I mean, she starts muttering in her sleep about monsters. It took me a third watch through and to put my headset in to catch what she was saying. And I still didn't catch all of it. But yeah, about that. It's a monster to her now.
Yeah. Basically, she can do bad things without being a totally bad person, a monster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this kind of makes Amos pause because he had pretty much no issue with doing what he needed to do.
Nope.
It was a means to an end. So she said, well, what about if the guy had been friendly? What would have happened then?
Yeah.
And he just kind of lets it hang there that he would have done exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm. He
Yes.
still would have. I think it still would have just been Amos killing him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he pretty much just laid it down the line, you were not going to make it. You were going to die.
Yeah.
He has the stuff we needed, therefore we are going to take it. I mean, just matter of fact, straight down the line. He has no regrets. He just does what's necessary.
He's survival.
Yep.
His basic instinct, was survival.
Mm-hmm.
And
his tribe of 2.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It goes back to the tribalism. And I think he even says that I've been doing this since I was a kid. Everyone else is just catching up.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, he's so right. I couldn't believe it. I was just, wow. Just Amos.
But I think that was probably my favorite part of the episode, the bit with Clarissa and Amos.
Me too. Sentient dildo flirting is problematic now. Yeah.
A little bit. But the other kind of scene that we should probably touch on is the one with Marcus wanting to space Naomi.
Oh, that was intense.
Mm-hmm.
That was so intense.
Trying to make Camilla do it.
Yeah.
Well, he tried to get Sin to do it.
Yeah, Sin said he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
And then
he's like, you want her spaced, you do it. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, you could. All the air in the room just got sucked out. It's like,
well, everybody turns around and it's just, it is just like with the air getting sucked out of the room, just like you said. And he's just standing there like this hulking figure over, suddenly Marcos isn't as big as we think he is.
Mm-mm.
It's like, nope, there's some power behind Sin at that point.
Yes. And even Marcus tries to use Philip as the kind of leverage as well.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was, go ahead, Dave Bob, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, Philip, he still has a problem with anything to do with his mother, but he does not want to see her hurt in any way.
That's true. Well, somebody had said, or that's what I was going to say, Dave Bob, is that somebody earlier in the chat said you can start to see cracks in Philip.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sorry that I brought my mother aboard, but, here she is anyway.
Yes, and Colin brings up a good point as well. When Drummer was on, he nearly slips up.
Yes, that was telling. And she's even like, what?
Mm-hmm.
She knows Naomi is on that ship.
Yeah. Well, I love it when Drummer, was telling Marcos, when she spaced, what's the guy's name last season that got spaced, the older guy?
Oh, Klaus Asford.
Yeah. When she said he was not, singing a song about, fear or anything like that. He was, singing a song of joy that he used to sing to his children or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To his little girl. It was a song it centered his mind.
Yeah.
Naomi, not Naomi, that Drummer said. And I'm just like, wow. That song just keeps playing over and over again. It's just like, oh my God. I get this horrible pit feeling in my stomach because I miss Ashford so much.
Yeah, and you can still see how badly this is affecting her.
He was literally my favorite character among all the Belters, even above
Me too.
Even above Drummer.
Really, I put him on equal ground with me and Drummer, but I'm also a toxic female, and then I'm attracted to powerful women. So, but yeah, when Philip slipped a little bit, and the looks on his face when he's being even confronted by his father, he's starting to crack.
Yep.
Yes.
When it comes to his mom.
Yes. Louise brings up a good point as well. Was it done on purpose? Because he wanted to find out more from Drummer, the kind of the backstory of what his mother had done.
Right. And just watching, I keep going back to that scene with Sin and watching Marco all of a sudden shrink. Just like, it's like, you're not this big bad that you think you are. When you've got this older gentleman who's twice your size going, yeah, you fucking do it.
Yeah, Philip was very surprised at that. He, just pretty much told Sin afterwards, I never knew, you to stand up to him like that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to come to blows.
No.
Yes, yeah, and you can see on Marcus' face he didn't like having his authority challenged.
No,
because he just kind of is like, well, whatever, and slinks away.
I love the way Drummer also told Philip, he will let you die for him, but he will not die for you.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So again, that's kind of sowing seeds in his mind. Is it's this the sort of father figure that he imagined.
Yeah. But he sent. I liked that Marcos though sent Drummer and her people back to talk.
Yes,
talk amongst yourselves. I think he said.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And like Dave Bob mentioned earlier, they're like a family.
Pretty much the way everything all boiled down to is when they talk. They're in a corner. They've got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're screwed. Yes. And I think he even says to them, you're welcome to go, but you won't get any protection.
Yeah.
So it's either you're with us or you're on your own.
Or completely on your own. Mm-hmm. And if they're on their own, Earth and Mars are going to come after them anyway, just purely because they're Belters, not because they side with Marcos's faction.
Yeah. It's guilt by association at this point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter who you are aligned with, you're a Belter, you're the enemy.
Yeah, Chris, I love the dialogue between Naomi and Philip. She warned, you may not understand it now, but you helped kill millions. And one you will understand what your father has made you do.
Yeah.
So one day you'll understand. It's because she went through it with the attack on Luna all those years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to a lesser extent, but still the same, the same situation.
Yeah.
And Sentient Dildo says, true, Philip, I think he's on a redemption arc, but not yet actively. People are manipulating him. I agree with that, and I think he's starting to kind of wise up as well.
Yes.
That he's not being told the truth, or he's kind of being used as leverage.
Yeah.
Oh, and Colin brings up an interesting point. Drummer was in contact with Avasarala. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That shocked me. That was 2 episodes ago or an episode ago.
Yes.
Episode, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that's going to be very interesting when those two get back together and compare notes.
Yeah.
I love the way they sent that other belter that was part of Marcos's crew with her, almost kind of like almost like medieval hostages, where you take
I kind of caught that too, where they traded hostages sort of to, discuss the peace, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
To come to some sort of agreement. But yeah, okay, Sentient Dildo, not directly through Fred. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was through Fred, but God, I'm going to miss Fred.
Me too. I liked Fred.
And I keep saying, I hope we get Dawes back, but I don't know if we will.
Yeah. Fred's dead.
Fred's dead, my friends. Yeah, hostage or watcher. Yeah, it's a watcher situation. It's a spy situation.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think
no doubt
so.
about it. She's going to be spying on Kamina's family, just to see how they're gonna react to being part of Marcos's faction, because they're going to join. That was the end game, or the final conversation that they were having in the round table, that they had no choice.
That's it. Yeah, I think you both said before they've been kind of pushed into this situation. Pretty much everyone has. That's why the bigger factions have already fallen into line, because there is really no other course of action at this point.
And I'm looking over our cliff notes.
Yes, I think the only one that we haven't gone over is the scenes with the Razorback.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Because I know that was in the very opening kind of crawl before the credits, wasn't it?
Oh, that was so painful to watch.
And that was the bit that you were waiting for the most.
That was the bit. I was just like, oh, come on. If you don't show me the Razorback, I swear to God, I'm going to start cutting people. Oh, my God.
Bobby comes through in pure Marine fashion, coming out of that airlock into that.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Yep. I mean, she went through there just mowing those guys down with that automatic rifle like nobody's business. They didn't have a chance.
No.
That actually made me jump.
Marine.
I felt sorry for them, actually.
Did you really, Dave Bob?
Just a little bit. I mean, they didn't know what they were getting into.
That's true. They opened a can of worms. It was a big old Pandora's box. It was like, oh, shit, you are so dead right now.
Yeah, that's not a door I would have wanted to have opened.
No, but they cracked it open, and here comes Bobby. Just mowing everybody down.
And I guess in the midst of all that, Alex somehow or another kind of slipped over to that other ship and
yeah. Did they have a
kind of grenade or something over there?
Yeah, how did Alex get out?
Yeah,
cat flap. I don't know.
Is there a separate hatch he just climbed out of? I mean,
must have been. He went through the back door.
Yeah, right? The trap door on the bottom of the thing.
But I loved the bit where they disconnect from the Razorback, and it was almost Captain America did it with the helicopter when he's holding on to it, and she's got the other hold.
Yeah.
And
And
she's
she
trying to.
cannot hang on.
Mm-mm.
Try
She's
as
like,
she might.
Alex!
See the stress levels on the suit going up.
Oh, that was ripping me apart too. Because she's screaming, and the suit is starting to short, and I'm just like, oh, frack! I've seen this happen before. This is not good. Please don't let her armor give out. Like, come on, Alex, plant those bombs and get back over already. Jesus Christ, you're killing me, Smalls.
That was a really well done scene, and even right up into the end, you don't know if he's made it or not because he has to
Nope.
go just fling himself into the abyss.
Yeah, you're. I was actually expecting him just to go tumbling out through space. I was just almost sick to my stomach seeing that scene. But
Me
then
too.
when I saw that wing of the ship come around, and he grabbed onto it, boy, I just breathed a sigh of relief.
I was just like,
They make such a good team.
and when they get back on board, and that they just bam take off, and next thing you know, they fire up the belter ship, fires up their engines, and they're just like, nope, poof, and they're all yeehaw,
Yeah.
suck on that, motherfucker.
Mess with the bull, you get the horn.
Horns.
Yeah, Elvis brings up a good point. Alex probably got out before whilst Bobby was putting on a combat suit. That would make sense. Yeah,
That would make
absolutely.
sense. Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
He could have been waiting outside. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was a hell of a spacewalk. I'm watching Alex. I'm right there with Dave Bob. I was like, I was nauseous. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Go through all of that and still not make
All
it.
of that, you're spaced.
Yeah, I had a horrible vision of him just kind of tumbling through space and not being able to get back on. I was like, oh God.
Oh, it's like,
After all that.
Bobby would have had no way to, fire up anything and get to him.
No.
yeah.
Wouldn't even be able to use the suit because it was shorting out. So she
Yeah.
couldn't even kind of use that to go and get him. But happy ending, he made it back.
He made it back. They're back on the Razorback. They're zipping through space, and they're happy about it because they took out a belter ship.
I think that's pretty much it, haven't we? We've kind of covered that episode. It wasn't as action-packed as the ones that have gone before it, but I think it did really well at kind of pushing the plot forward, and it's building up to something huge, as we were saying.
They're definitely setting it up to where, you're going to find out a lot of things down the line, and they're setting it up. And knowing them, they're doing it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's going to make sense.
Mm-hmm. It'll all come together, and we only have 4 episodes left, you guys.
Bummer.
Yeah,
I know.
that's a shame. That's gone quick. I can't believe. I think it's because they dropped the 3 episodes all at once.
Yeah.
Which was cool, but still, I think even if they'd done it one at a time, people still would have watched it. It wouldn't have really been that much of an issue.
Yeah. And Colin P. Smith, no thrusters, I noticed. I do wonder why his suit didn't have a maneuvering unit. Because it was basically the vac suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just the spacewalk suits.
Yeah, the spacewalk suits. And she had, that's what I knew Bobby was going to go back and get the armor. Again, I'm not stupid. She's a Marine, for Christ's sake. She wants her Goliath armor.
Yep.
Yeah, Buzz Nacho. It was nice seeing Bobby. Nice to see Bobby smiling like that again. It was like, yes. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Rookie. So, what would you guys give this episode out of 10?
Yes.
Yes. Nailed it.
It was a solid 8.
Mm-hmm.
A solid, definitely, because we know it's going to get better.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd say it's a good 8. I'd say not as action-packed, but there was a lot of setting up, and I did like all the individual scenes that played out, especially
the one we
with,
did leave out was the Rossi.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. We actually did get. That's kind of a throwaway scene because we never saw the Rossi again in the entire episode.
No, and that was a very, very short scene too. It lasted maybe 20 seconds.
It felt like it, yeah.
Yeah, it was just kind of like touching base. It's like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So they got the Rossi running again, just in case you didn't pick that up.
Yeah. They got rid of the virus, the Augustin virus, that the little shit had planted on the ship.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Oops.
Clicked on it twice.
Elvis, have you noticed the name of the system in the ring gates led to the end of the opening credits? No, I did not. I have not seen the end of the opening credits. That clearly, again, I'm one of those people who has to go watch it 4, 5, 6, 7,000 times. And each time I pick up something new or something I've missed. But yeah.
It's a bit of a book spoiler hint. Cool.
Gotcha.
We'll have to go back and look. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll go back and look. Yeah, but I had, like I said, Elvis, I haven't read the books yet. I'm waiting until the series is over. I, in fact, had a doctor's appointment and just started book 1 and found it impossible to put down, even though I had to go deal with my doctor. But because of the holidays, too, I haven't been able to pick it back up. Even though I want to really, really bad.
Good.
Yeah, I am going to read the books, but I am going to wait now until the season's over and until we know that there's no more coming before I actually pick the books up.
Yeah, Amazon has a really good 8-book pack of the books in paperback that you can pick up. I want to say it's under $100 American. I want to say it's like $85, $86.
Okay. It's not too bad.
It's not bad at all. And I got the first 3 books in a pack, hardback, for about $65, $70. So, if you guys want to read the books after the show is over, even if you want to start reading them now, I highly recommend it because they do get, without the, invasion of the holidays, I would have not have put it down and been finished with it by now. And moving on to book 2 and going, holy shit!
I've heard this. I've not actually done it. Like I said, I have the books, but I haven't read them. I'm like you. I'm going to wait till the series is over. But they do say that the books are a lot slower paced and a lot, more detailed than what you see in the show.
I like that idea though, just to kind of give, so it's not word for word they've copied it.
Yeah,
and also some of the characters are different. They actually gender swapped a couple of them, but it's all basically still the same. I mean, it's just what I understand.
Speaker for the Dead, when we had him on, he had a big gender swap. It pointed out a big gender swap in season 4, and that was with Lucia and her husband and their daughter. The daughter still existed, but the kid who turned into the proto-molecule. It was supposed to be their child, one of their children. Yeah. They flipped all of that around and made it a little bit of a smaller role, but that was no big deal. It didn't seem like that big a deal, knowing, after what Speaker for the Dead had told us, it was no big deal to me that they had swapped that particular family. It still worked within the story that they were telling.
Cool.
So, even when I do go back and read it, we have some spoilers, obviously, because we have the show, but, we'll go into a whole lot more detail.
Yeah, so you can still dive in and still enjoy it. That's pretty cool. I am looking forward to reading them, definitely.
Yeah. And Colin P. Smith says it's not something that would affect the watchers, which is good. Yeah, that's true. Because you can watch the show and not read the books.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or even, the other way around. You can completely skip the show, just read the book and still enjoy it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh my God, we have reached 11 o'clock. It is the top of the hour, guys. This show went by fast.
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
Good TV always seems shorter than it actually is.
I know, doesn't it? It always does. It's like,
So, you guys can be saying that tomorrow.
oh no. Tomorrow is the last of Star Trek Disgracery.
Yes, it is. Come on. You got this. You can do it.
One more episode, Dave Bob. We can make it.
Be like pulling another tooth. I ain't going to have any left before this is over.
And then we've got Picard to look forward to. Yay!
The only good thing is Loki's got to watch 2 episodes. Well, we only have to watch 1.
Yes, that's true.
That's true.
I catch up. Yeah.
Oh.
But that's okay. One more to go, guys. It's all good.
One more to go. We can do it. Or bright and squirrely tomorrow morning. So yeah, guys, we will see you back here on Friday. Of course, we will continue our Expanse recaps every Wednesday until the show ends. We will have a massive season 5 recap show after the fact.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Dave Bob, you'll join us for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
will you come back next week, Dave Bob?
Of course.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
I don't say no to 2 beautiful redheads.
Flush.
A little bit, yeah. Thank you, Dave Bob.
Thank you, Dave Bob. Oh my God, you're so sweet to us. All right, everybody.
Huge thank you to the chat. Thank you, guys, and to our to Paulie. Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah, thank you, Polly. We appreciate it, honey. We
Yeah,
always do.
Polly, and I appreciate y'all having me on, and y'all have a great day, folks.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, we'll see you in the chat tomorrow on Mornings of Mischief, and we will see you again on Friday for Rise and Shine with the Valkyries, 10 a.m.
Yes.
Central.
And I think there's a game stream tonight, but I'll have to check with the boss. So
Gotcha.
watch this
Okay.
guys later.
No problem. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful day, and we will see you guys later.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Mwah.